everyone. So today's video is actually a little bit of a challenge video. Now, I am an affiliate for Shop Miss A, and they sent me this little bundle as a challenge. They're like, hey, I want you to create a whole look using these products, and this is actually a curated set called Dreaming in Pink. So here's a little palette that it comes in. You get 3 shadows, a highlight, and a blush. You also get 2 lipsticks and a liquid eyeshadow, and they also were really generous enough to say, hey, do you want to try anything else from our line? And so I have other items that I picked out that I wanted to try and share with you guys in this video. So I hope you guys really enjoy this look, and if you want to see how I got it, then keep on watching. Alright, so you guys are really zoomed in right now, and as I said in the introduction, they sent me a palette to challenge me to do a look from, and I also got to pick out some products that I also wanted to try. So I'm gonna tell you guys which products I wanted to try and then which ones like they challenged me to use. And so I want to start off with the AOA Studio Wonder Skin Perfecting Blur Primer. It has this really nice fresh smell. For some weird reason, I don't know if you guys have this weird dilemma too, but when you try cheaper face products, say like you get a foundation from the dollar store, they always have that odd scent to it. This one doesn't smell like chemicals at all. This smells actually really fresh. This is the first time I'm using it. I got my package last night, so I didn't really get to try anything except for like one of the concealers, which I used to carve out my brows. I'm going to use 2 foundations today. I'm using the Bare Minerals Bare Pro in Warm Natural, which is a little too light for me, and the only foundation that I have at the moment that's a little bit darker is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte in Natural Beige. I did get really like light. This is like one of the like lightest I've ever been in years. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply 1.5 pumps of the Bare Pro, and then I'm gonna take the same amount with the L'Oreal Infallible, and I'm gonna mix these 2 together. I love making facial expressions, so I always raise my eyebrows, and so I will always get fine lines in my forehead, and these 2 together, like, they last so long because this one claims to be 12 hours wear, and then the Infallibles claim to be 24 hours wear, so you can imagine how long of a foundation wear I can get with these 2. I'm going to use the Shop Miss A Wonder Blender. This one is the Paw Paw Charity one, the light pink one. This one's actually my favorite. It's a little bit more expensive. It's 55 cents extra, but the 55 cents extra gets donated to animals. So I really like it, and it's also claimed to be 2 times softer than the regular Wonder Blender. I have a review on my channel talking about the comparison between this one and a regular beauty blender, and in all honesty, I ditched my beauty blender just because this is softer than the beauty blender, which is really bizarre. Like, I never thought a company who is affordable could make something that surpasses like such a high-end product. I got 4 different concealers from the website. I have the Wonder Cover HD concealer. I got the color Porcelain, Beige, Light Yellow, and Toffee. I was planning to kind of cream contour with Toffee just a little bit, and it was actually really hard for me to find the shade that I needed, just because the online swatches I felt were a little deceiving. I felt the lighting was a little off, so I honestly guessed on what I was, and I think that the saturation online is just a little darker than what you actually get. So I used Beige today to outline my eyebrows, and it was a pretty good color match, other than the fact that it was just a little bit more orange than it was yellow in my preference, but it's okay, and you have to work really fast with these. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead into Beige, and I'm also going to take Light Yellow just because I need that more yellow undertone. And I also got a mini Wonder Blender, and so I'm gonna go ahead and do one eye at a time, just because that's how it's gonna be like today. It's really weird because my camera's making me like feel really washed out. I'm gonna try and zoom you guys in real quick so you guys can see the color payoff. And then I'm using the mini blender. I've never used a beauty blender mini before, so this is actually very different for me. I'm not used to it, but it's fine. It's a little harder than the Paw Paw Charity one that I just used, but that's because the Paw Paw Charity one claimed to be 2 times softer, so these are definitely like on that Shape Tape level right now. So I'm going to take that color called Toffee, and I'm going to go ahead and do some cream contour with it. That one's a pretty good shade for me. it's pretty warm, so be mindful of that. Oh. I think what I like about this is that a little goes a very long way, because I blended that out, and as you can see, like, my forehead just looks really, really bronzed now, which is what I like. Really packs a punch too. So that's a good indication that it's also full coverage with this darker shade, because you could actually see the contrast with my lighter skin. Alright, so I'm going to set whatever I just put down with the e.l.f. bronzing palette. I'm going to use my Marc Jacobs brush for this. I just want to make sure that everything's blended out, especially with a brush. So it's also, you know, just making sure that everything is laid there. It's really, really dark too. Oops. It's okay. Trial and error, you guys. It happens. It happens. It's fine. It's part of life. It's okay. Shop Miss A sent me this palette as a challenge, and it's actually not just the palette, it's actually a curated set, and this one is Dreaming in Pink, so these are all like pink mauve tones, which I think it's really cute. And they also sent me this liquid eyeshadow in the color Kilo, and I read the reviews of this online, and people said that it's not like an exact black, it's more of like a really dark gray. And so I'm gonna take this out so I can show you guys what it looks like. I will be swatching everything on my arm when I'm done with the face and everything, but these are the two lipsticks. This one is called Poison, and then the pink one is called Why Not. I'm going to take the shade M20, which is a really nice muted purple shade, and I'm going to take this on my Sigma E40 brush, and I'm just going to pop this into my crease. I have used their shadows before, and in all honesty, even before they asked me to be an affiliate, I bought my own FOMO set. This is what they're called, the curated sets. And I personally really like the shadow and the blush and the highlight formula. I think that they're very comparable to some high-end shadows in all honesty, and they're only a couple of bucks. I think the shadows are around $2.50, and I think the blush and highlight are $3.50. Can't really list the price right now because I don't have my phone in here. So they're pretty, I don't know, I want to say they're more expensive than the whole entire website, because the whole entire website is $1. But I mean, if you think about it and you're thinking about the quality, it's a really good deal, despite the fact that it's over $1. The shadows, if you're wondering, are not powdery. This is what my palette looks like after digging into it, and there's only like that little small powder fleck, but there has been a lot of high-end palettes out there that I've used that are just like a fallout show. I'm going to take a more defined brush. This is the Sigma E35, and I'm going to go ahead and take that same shade, and I'm going to bring this a little lower. This is just going to give the color a little bit more pigmentation, if I should say that correctly. It's a lot more precise, and it's not as blown out, so it's going to look like it's more pigmented. I just want this to just look a little darker in this area, in this crease area. With my finger, I'm taking L14, and I'm applying this all over my eyelid, very messily, don't need to worry. I'm going to do something that I've never done before, and I'm going to do a smoked out wing liner. So I'm going to take that Kilo liquid eyeshadow, and I'm going to take this on the box, and this is just going to be, I guess, my palette. This stuff is actually very moussey. I didn't expect this. I thought it was like literal like liquid, like a liquid lipstick, but this is very moussey, so I'm gonna see how easy it is to do this look. So I'm gonna take an angled brush. This one is by Beige Cosmetics. This is in like a discontinued set. And to smoke this out, I'm gonna take a concealer brush. So since I don't know what I want to do to the top part yet, I'm just going to work on my lower lash line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a very small brush. I'm going to use this one that I got in my Ipsy bag. This is a T35 Precise Blending, and I'm going to use that initial transition shade, and I'm just going to really buff this under my eye. With the E20 brush, I'm taking that dark shade line, my lower lash line, very, very close to my waterline. I'm gonna blend the two together. And then with my Sigma E32, I'm going to use the shimmer shade right here, and I'm popping that in the center of my lower lash line. So as I was doing this eye off camera, I noticed that I just needed a little bit more dimension, so I took the darkest shade in this palette, and I'm just going to go ahead and define my outer crease, and I'm also connecting this to the wing. Alright, so it took me a while to figure out what I wanted, so I'm going to take another product that came into this set. This one's a lipstick called Poison. I'm going to use this on the Sigma Eyeliner E05 brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and make a wing with this just because I think it's just a little easier, and it's blue. Well, I mean, I think it's like a indigo color, and I'm going to go over that liquid shadow. For lashes today, I'm using the Tarte Goddess lashes, and I'm going to go ahead and wait for these to get a little tacky. I use the House of Lashes eyelash adhesive because I get a lot of questions on what adhesive that I use. So while my lashes dry, I'm just going to go ahead and finish up my face. I'm going to go ahead and use a blush that comes in here. It's called Gamma. And I'm going to use my Beige Cosmetics 114 brush. And I'm just going to take a very, I was going to say light hand. This isn't light hand, is it? Oh god, it's gonna be pigmented. Oh, I wasn't ready for that. No, I wasn't. Alright, so I'm gonna apply this like so. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my powder brush, and I'm gonna go ahead and swirl this all over my cheeks, just so the blush is just a little bit more toned down. I'm going to take this color Sherbert, it's a highlighter, and I'm going to use this into my inner corners. I've never swatched this before, so I don't know. Oh, it's really nice. So it's a purple with pink reflects in it. And as for my cheeks, I picked out this F19 brush. It's a highlighter brush, and I wanted to use it with this palette in particular. So I'm going to take just a light hand, and I like how this isn't too pigmented, because I would have been like really concerned about, you know, it just looking like a random stripe. And I don't know if you guys can even tell on camera. Is it picking up? I think it is picking up. It's like I'm blending it into the blush. So I'm not like putting it on the high points of my cheek like I would normally do, like I am, but I'm keeping it fairly low to the point where like you'll only see it in the blush area. For lips, we're using that color Poison again. These smell like candy. It's so good. They smell like a specific candy though. Can't put my finger on it. In the center, I'm using Why Not. Actually, I'm gonna mix this all over. Can I be like one of those Instagram models that uses the highlight in the center of their lips? Please. It's been a total of 8 hours, and I wanted to check up on you guys just because I forgot to do swatches. So I did end up taking off the lip color, and I replaced it with Smashbox Safe Word, just because I didn't feel comfortable going out in a bold lip today. I don't know, I just didn't feel like it. So I don't really know how long the lipsticks will last for, but you did see me use the lipstick on my eyes, and they lasted all day, like without any smudging, without any flaking, without anything bad. And I was crying today because I was laughing really, really hard. Everything about the eyeshadow stayed the exact same, which I'm really impressed about, because normally cheaper eyeshadows, they have like this weird formula where they would apply really good initially and then throughout the day they would fade. That didn't happen with this, which I am very impressed about. But honestly, I'm not so surprised because I already have some Shop Miss A eyeshadows in my collection, which I've already used, and I've never experienced any fading with those either. So I wanted to talk about my face. So I want to talk about the concealers really, really quickly. So I wanted to say that when you do buy these concealers, you have to work very, very quickly, because there is no time to waste. Because example A, I didn't get to this side quick enough, and you could definitely see a line, and that was me. Like, I was trying to blend it out really, really quick, but I just didn't get to it in time. So if you are going to use these and you're thinking about doing some cream contours, just work a little bit at a time, add more if needed, and you know, just don't go for the full swipe plunge like I did. Definitely my hair was covering it the whole day, just so no one could tell. As for the blush that came into the Dreaming in Pink set, I think that this blush is, I don't know, it's very different for me. It was actually very, very powdery. That was the only thing that was really powdery in the set. I could see in person that it faded a little bit. I think there's still a little bit more pinkiness from the highlight. And the highlight is actually what I got a lot of compliments on today as well. I got a lot of compliments on my eyes, which I thought was really nice. Okay, so now I'm gonna start swatching. So I'm gonna go ahead into this shade right here, which is M20. I'm just gonna do finger swatches tonight. And I'm just gonna go ahead and do that one swipe right there. As you can see, it's a really nice mauve shade. Next one up is L14, which is the really nice shimmery shade. It has a really nice pink champagne shift to it, so I really, really enjoy this. The last shadow is called P10, and this is a really nice dark plum with a little bit of shimmer to it. It's like a satin finish. Here's that blush. Oh, yeah, she's really flaky, but I think when you blend it into the skin, it's pretty okay. This is a very strong color. And then finally, we have the highlight Sherbert. So here's a better view. Here's a lipstick swatch of the shade Why Not. That's really pigmented. It glides on the lip really, really nice as well. And then here is the one called Poison. This is the liquid shadow in the color Kilo, and moussey texture things don't swatch very well, but here I'm just trying to get you a good swatch. There we go. It's a really nice, I want to say dark, it's like a dark violet. So that kind of completes this video. I hope you guys really enjoy. Please let me know if you are gonna buy any of these Shop Miss A FOMO sets, and you know, if you want to buy anything from Shop Miss A, don't forget to click my affiliate link. Obviously that is up to you. So as always, I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye. Peace out, Girl Scouts.